And we're live.
Jesus Christ.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 409 of Fans of Power. I'm Joe Amato. I'm here with my partners in crime, Nasty Nate, Nathan Kendi, Rebecca McDonald,
Oh God,
Rebecca McDonald,
Tom.
Hey Newt, and Dr. Deucer. Hey, what the fuck is this?
I thought this was Joe Amato.
What?
So that's what AI thinks Joe Amato is? That's
Yes. Is that
terrifying.
what did you do?
You
You
look
actually
like
typed
the
some
guy,
shit?
what's his name? The guy from Princess Bride, the inconceivable guy with a mask on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know his
Inconceivable.
name. Yeah. Okay, what did you do,
I'm putting
Dusha?
them up
Because
there.
I didn't even expect this before the stream. We just have normally him drawing shit, and then this just... Okay, what did you type to get this?
I typed generate image of Joe Amato of Fans of Power podcast.
Wow.
That's a
terrifying.
nightmare fuel. Say some more
Nathan
shit
has
while-
earlier
wait, get him
attempts. If you want him to show it, he can show it.
Let's take a look at some of the ones that didn't make the cut here.
up. My God. Oh, shit. This is a nightmare.
What the
shit.
fuck?
So,
Wait, what?
yeah,
They thought that was
so
me?
This is
Yeah.
Joe Amato unmasked, everybody.
Why
Maybe,
does it assume he looks
Huh?
like that?
maybe it's this guy.
I didn't even type in the age, nothing. Just show me a picture of Joe Amato.
Oh, my God.
Kind
You
of
said
similar
an
to the
AI.
first one.
Well, just a
What
little.
the? I mean,
look
that's a
like
mood right
none-
there sometimes, actually.
It is.
What
At this
the-
point, I specify. At this point, I specify the all
That's
Fans
the
of
most
Power
accurate,
podcast.
I've got to say. That's...
I love the shirt, though. Oh, you have MOTU on it. Oh, my God. These are getting worse. This is great. This is great. You had the
Oh.
shirt on there, you
I
bastard.
think
Oh, fuck.
No,
I think the,
it generated it.
I think that's the
Wow.
most accurate photo of Joe right there.
Just to let you know, these are horrific.
Oh, this one.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my gosh. What the fuck else we got? This is crazy. Oh, my holy shit. And that's close to what you got right there. What did you say? Like a cat and a... Oh, what
I
in the
tried
fuck did you
to.
even...
I tried to describe it. I described the modular mask, but
An Orco mug or something in back of them, too. What the fuck?
God.
Well, hey, some people are into that shit right there. So, oh my God, Look
we,
at the
we don't
fucking
visit
sky.
those websites, Joe.
And then I think after this one, Dushin tried Joe Amato on a date.
Yeah, in his basement.
What the fuck? Why is he doing that through his eyes?
I don't know.
And why is he
Oh my
sitting in front of her?
What in
What
the
the
hell is going on? This is fucking nuts. Oh my God. So would you say Joe Amato in basement with girl? Oh my God. Oh, that's
Hey,
that big.
on a date in a dimly lit basement.
And I'm so pale. Look how pale
Yeah.
the face is.
It's accurate. I think
Oh.
all of those could pass for Joe Amato.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
think
God.
that's
Especially
Dushin.
this one.
Yeah, especially that one.
That's a doozy. It's even fucking
Utterly
weird when you talk and seeing your mouth move.
Yes.
Say some. All right. Well, I don't know what to ask here. We'll see what was going on recently with shit. But first, let me say hello to the chat. Will Timpson. Oh, wait. Dushin, did you want to say hello to the chat in that fucking bizarre looking face?
Let me check. Will Timpson, Eric Sanchez, Nathan Sate,
Johnny Cop.
Sean Darin, Fabman, Crumbs Mountain, Rebel Wookie, Papacat 69, Mr. Motu, Adam Gabbard, Papacat 69,
Yeah, you said that one.
John Ballard, Cavan S. Scrolling, JSP is here, and that's all.
No,
And Jaime Mares.
you're supposed to say
Yeah,
no.
that
Wait,
guy too.
and then you're supposed to say, of course, if you missed anybody, what?
Of course, if you missed anybody, I have nothing to do with their disappearance.
But Jimmy pretty down with every one of my manners. Like, okay, and I say it, Nathan, and all that shit. That was pretty good. Yeah, if he missed anybody, he apologizes. That was bizarre. Thanks for that shit. Okay. Okay. Well, fuck. Anything new happening lately? Has there been any shit that you guys bought, seen, any new stuff coming out in the
Well,
toy
no
world
one-
beyond Masters?
No one else got cast in the movie, so there's that.
Okay. Nathan looks like he's looking for shit like he might
I mean,
have.
I got more Street Fighter figures
Oh, sweet.
Oh, can I
from-
see him?
from Jada
'Cause
Toys.
I still, and I
let's
still
see.
haven't got any of those yet. And I know I said I was gonna be the first to buy them, but I've never seen them around the stores around here. So it's like, fuck it, I never got.
Let me send it to you, and I'll save it and show it on the screen for everybody. Bison's on
Okay.
there too, but this is just a
Oh,
picture.
Bison's out too.
Oh yeah, a good chunk of them are out. But
Damn.
let's see. Here we go. Save. Move it over here. But yeah, they're really nice figures, and the price on them
Yeah,
is
they
great.
look. Okay.
It's like $25 a pop. Some of them are on Amazon. You can get them for about 20 or 21. But there you go.
Okay. Oh, there's home. Okay. Fei Long, DJ, Ryu, Ken, Chun Li, Dalcine,
And you can see Bison like cut off right there on the right. But
Oh yeah, part of them. Yeah, I do see.
Yeah.
And then that's all of them. It would be a total of was it 8 or 9? 1, 2, or
this
8.
is all that is released. Well, Cammy is also out now as well. She's on the way from Amazon, and then I'll be called.
Okay. Is there any with Dalcine with his limbs? Can they extend? Do they have any weird extension type things?
Oh
or
yeah,
just,
yeah. He's got other limbs you can pop on to extend his arms and his legs if you so wish.
No shit. And they look
Yeah.
like they could, great postability without being
Oh.
too much and then too little.
Yeah, absolutely. And they come with plenty of accessories. Like Guile has his projectile, so you can put them all in the poses to where they're doing like projectiles, and they come with little stands that you can put them on and
Oh,
stuff.
they do
too,
the
so-
stands to hold. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. That's
Yes.
pretty. Okay.
Yeah, they're really awesome. So I recommend picking those up if you're in the street.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Rebecca? You get anything? Got anything new?
No, I've been looking for Hordak and Sheer, the cartoon versions on them, but my Walmart or
Okay.
Target didn't have any. So
Yeah. Well, they should pop up soon. Seems like they're popping up everywhere. But as quick as
Yeah.
they're showing up at the stores, they are being bought up. So at least that's a good sign. And they're good. Like I showed them last week. They do look great.
yeah, I like that Sheer and the Hordak especially.
Yeah. And
Have
Dude,
they announced
wait,
any? Have they announced any new figures?
well, Leech. Wait, who's coming? Leech.
Oh yeah,
Catra?
the sickly pale leech.
They do have a. It is strange looking. And now was that bad lighting or that's his official color?
It's probably how they painted him.
Okay, because I seen Leech. I seen Catra with her
Yeah, the
panther form,
Catra,
which is a
which
little too
is
small.
Catra, which is in her cat form. It's like they literally think that she transforms into a house cat.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
made
it
it
is
too
kind of weird
small,
how
but
small it is.
yeah, her
They were
face
probably
looks
thinking
great
like,
though.
how can we? Yeah, the figure looks good.
Yeah, but
The
the
main
cat
figure looks
form
decent. Like even the cat form would look decent, but
Should've
why
been
did
bigger.
they make it the size of a house cat?
Yeah, they should have gave us Cringer size, like how they did for Origins. At least give Cringer size. But yeah,
No,
that's
she's supposed to
really-
be battle cat sized, or like
Well,
almost battle
little-
cat sized. But
Well, yeah, I guess. But I was just thinking in figure form like this, maybe just a little smaller. She was she was slimmer. Remember, Battle Cat took her out pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah. Shit. Well, there. I think that's
Yeah,
all
well,
we've
there.
seen.
I thought there
Well,
was
I
another
was-
figure announced, but I can't remember what
Damn
it
it.
was. I think it was another Princess of Power figure.
Wait,
let's see.
somebody in the chat, if you guys know, I know they showed them. I've seen it in the groups. It was 3: Leech, Catra, and
Wasn't
Fuck.
it? Isn't it He-Man? With
oh,
the-
Faker. Yeah,
the-
duh. Just the
Yeah.
glowing eyes, like whoa. That's
oh
all
yeah,
nice,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so those are the 3. All right, thank you for that. Oh shit.
Going
Oh,
back to
yeah.
the
The faker figure also has a shitty paint job because the teeth are colored like flesh.
yeah.
Wait,
They're
what?
flesh colored?
Do you have a picture
Yeah.
of that? What are you talking about?
Like his flesh, or like
I think I may have
Pete
posted it
Charlie.
in a group chat.
Did you?
It's on Pixel Dance Facebook anyway.
I don't know. You post so much stuff in there. I just scroll past it half the time.
Ice Crom's Mountain. Yeah, I ordered that Vampirella figure.
I'm trying to find.
What was that?
Awesome. The Frazetta girls, they released a Vampirella figure. It looks really gorgeous.
Oh, they
I
did?
ordered her.
When'd
I
she
got
come
the
out?
Tigra as well. I'm not sure when she's
you-
going to be released. They just sent out their Norseman, which was fucking awesome.
Okay.
And I got their Tigra, of course, and John's got the Dark Wolf.
That's awesome. Okay. Wait, can we see the zoom?
Yeah,
in?
but
You
it's
said the
it's
teeth look like
different on
flesh?
the. No, it's different on the picture that Pixel Dan showed.
Wait, so you're saying the official figure maybe it just had a
Yeah,
weird repaint?
I got yeah, official photo.
You find that photo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll go
find it,
back
send it
to
Nathan.
I'll go back to Street Fighter here, so that they're showing like everyone else.
Nice.
Oh, T-Hawk's coming to, and Sagat,
That's
and
cool.
Vega, Balrog, Zangief. Holy shit. I didn't
Yeah.
know that all these were. Oh, fuck. Yeah, those look
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
God
so that's why I jumped on the bandwagon now to get caught up. So I have them also as they release.
That's smart.
Then I won't just
Yeah.
have to buy all of them at once.
Damn. Yeah, I'm obviously way behind. I did not know. I remember the first ones they showed. I thought it was Ryu. Was it Ryu, Chun-Li, and Fei Long? Was that the first three or no? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think so. And then it was like Ken and Bison. Yeah, it was something like that, Joe.
Okay. You
Yeah.
have to get them. I always
Yeah,
loved Street
and
Fighter. It's really good.
the packaging on them is really nice too. So
What's the
I would-
packaging like? Just
I'll try to find that too. All right, here, Dushin found the photo of He-Man here. So go ahead and
well, let's hope this
show
is just a
them
bad defect paint, whatever we're about to see, and that this isn't on every one of them.
yeah, you can kind of see in
Yeah.
the mouth that
That looks like they just forgot to paint it,
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, 'cause
Hopefully it's
it
just
even
the
looks.
prototype or something.
Yeah. I'd hope that the official one isn't like that. I don't know if anybody in the but these ain't coming out till February or official release. For those? Is it February?
I think DJ Knight said, wait, no, not April.
Wait, what?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
he's
he's talking
thinking of
about Turtles with
Ninja.
Grayskull.
The Turtles stuff. I was thinking April was the release date. Do they have the pre-order page on Big Bad? Usually that gives a good indicator.
I don't know if it's
March.
February or March.
March.
Oh, March. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that mouth is taken care of. I just hope so. But yeah, beyond that, I don't think there's anything else really new or anything out or things that we got. So if that's the case, we could always just pop right into the topic if you want.
Well, I guess we should start
What was
off
it?
saying that I guess like Dushin's a big reason why a lot of this has even happened. From what
Man,
I read here at the beginning of the comic strip book, is that Dushin
Right, so
played
Dushin,
a
you
big
definitely got to pop in saying something because beyond Danielle and Val, I mean, you were part of this. So how did that come to be? And tell us some of it.
Oh, it's in like early on when I registered on human.org, I was one of the first, maybe even the second person that brought up these newspaper strips. Like I posted the drawing of the Power Sword, the way it looked in the comic strip, and asked like, "Hey, does this look familiar to anyone? Like, does anyone know which comic this was?" Because I didn't have the scans at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So sometime later, it turned out that these were the newspaper strips, and they were done by Filmation in association with Mattel. And like over the time, it grew in attention. Like as more material popped up online, like there were lower resolution scans of two stories, of the first story and the second story from some Chicago newspaper. And then eventually, when Dark Horse started doing those books, one of the books was to be a collection of the newspaper strips. And it was going to be complete originally, because we were relying on collection of a Brazilian collector, because Brazil was fortunate to get the whole thing from start to finish.
Wow.
But then one thing led to another, and the guy chickened out, and we had to literally hunt the strips from across the world, like not just my country where a bunch were published, but also Greece, but also UK, Turkey, India,
Wow.
and South America.
Wow. That's impressive.
That's a lot.
So
Yeah.
because the biggest thing is it started here in the States for a while, but then they just quit and everyone else kept going.
Yeah, like the unfortunately in United States the popularity of action adventure comic strips was declining. The newspapers preferred comical strips, gag strips,
Mhm.
like Hager the Horrible, Garfield, and such.
Peanuts and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
So as the comic went on, the more and more newspapers were dropping, which is also kind of evident when you look at the artwork. As the strip went on, it became more simpler looking, like they were clearly investing less and less time, because like if not many people are going to see it, so like why even bother? So unfortunately, it did last few years. Like it actually went into New Adventures era, where when it ended. But unfortunately, like the United States, it's very much an obscurity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I
It-
shared, I think again, it was a long time ago, and it was in He-Man.org, where I showed the scan of King Hiss from one of the particular comics. And everybody was like, wait, who is that? And what is that? Because that King Hiss looks nothing like the King Hiss we know. And I think they even caught James's attention, because I think James even said, I think it's the first time I might have heard about these comics was seeing that bizarre King Hiss that you posted. But there was like you said, it didn't continue here, but that journey, like even for Danielle, didn't she say that she was scanning through lots of like the libraries through their
Yeah.
microfiche?
She was literally traveling to libraries across the United States to scan microfilms. That's why some strips are in low quality, because these were like these things were basically to just preserve as much as possible the
Yeah.
newspapers. Like it was mainly focusing on the articles rather than anything else. So the quality wasn't all that important. But yeah, like it was so much that it very much drained the budget. Like this we practically did this book for free.
But you did it for the greater good.
Yeah,
Because
You did.
now all of this exists for everyone to read.
yeah, and like I was even urging some fans, like, hey, I know that you don't like this guy who's on the book, so like, could you just look past your feud with him and just contribute these strips for the entire fandom? But like, it was like we did best we could. Like the Greek edition was especially a lifesaver, because they did very little editing. Mostly what they did was expanding the speech bubbles to accommodate their dialogue. But
So how did you get involved though? Like, did they contact you? You contact them? Because how did you get involved being part of it?
Danielle contacted me because I was prior to that I was working with James on his book. So
Okay.
because they knew that I'm a fan of these strips. As some time ago, I think I posted some colorized versions or something.
Okay.
It was years ago, like, but they contacted me to work on this, to restore the artwork, and again, like, we did our best, like, because like there's a huge chunk besides the microfilm. A huge chunk came from Chris Webber's own collection.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
was clipping the strips out of the newspaper and was placing them in the photo album.
Yep.
Now, the unfortunate thing about that photo album is that it was one of those albums with the glue. So, like, you put the paper on them.
You couldn't take it out. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't take them out, but that's the list of problems, because that glue would over time go through paper.
Yeah.
So you had a bunch of those trails that you had to remove digitally.
So you
And
restored
that
a
took
lot of that,
of time.
correct?
Yeah, that took a
Okay.
lot of time.
It says
And you
here
have
in
a
the
copy of that. Oh, go ahead.
it says in the book here that Chris and the newspaper strips editor and his wife Karen, when they appeared at 2012 PowerCon, this is how the ball started rolling, because as Dushin said, kept a lot of the clippings in the Los Angeles Herald Examiner in the photo albums. At which point, this is when the hunt really begins, and it says this is when Dushin joins because he read the Serbian translations of the strip as a child. So then he jumped in on this, and despite all the best efforts, so out of 1,674 days of strips, only 35 of them are lost. So it's pretty much almost a complete collection. It's like 98% complete.
And I think, didn't they find some more that after the book was done, though? Dushin, weren't some that were popping up, but it was too little too late?
Chris Webber found some print proofs of some of the strips. So those are really nice quality. Nathan, I'm sending you the one of the strips that looked, so you can see how it looked before remastering.
Oh, okay.
Before the
That'd be
restoration.
cool to see.
Cool.
Here we go. Delete all this stuff out of here. There we go.
Oh, I see what you mean.
There you can see the glue damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Wow,
would
so
take a
you
lot
had to
of
go
time.
through and remove all those lines.
Wow, it's a lot of restoration.
Good job, Dushin.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, like there's also stuff like this where you had to literally fill in the black portions of the picture because of the cheap newspaper print.
Mm.
So these required a lot of time and patience. Like it was very maddening to meet the
I
deadlines.
can imagine there's so many panels, so many little panels to do.
Yeah, and like
That's
I would try my best to restore the details as much as possible, but again the deadlines were just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, so I had to focus on the most important things in the picture, like the things that first catch your eye. Restore those as much as possible and then just move on, because there was ton.
What
Like,
about the
again,
colorized ones? Because were those harder to do? Because usually when you have color distorted and smeared and smudged, did you have to deal with any of those pages?
Yeah, I didn't work on those, but
Okay.
like there are methods that make it more easier to restore. But yeah, those also had to, because like we had bunch of from Brazilian edition, and those were in pretty good quality. Like I'm gonna send you Nathan one of those just to find it. But some came from the photo album, and those were in very rough condition, like because of both cheap newspaper print and the glue damage. But just to find
Well,
folder.
like you were saying, like most of the time in newspapers, it was more so about preserving the articles within them and not so much the comics involved. And no one was really thinking, we should make sure
that's when it comes to microfilm. Yeah, but that's when it comes to microfilm. But where's the page? Yeah, found it.
Quick little side note. I do not have like a posture issue. This goddamn tablet is going crooked, so it makes it look like I'm all leaning to the side. I'm sorry, I'm like OCD looking at myself.
It's okay. It's all right, Joey. We know that you have scoliosis. It's fine.
He's the elephant man.
No, it's literally, if I go bleep, it straightens, but my thing is crooked. It lays to the side.
Oh, hey, you hear that? His thing's crooked.
Your thing is crooked.
Shut up. I'm sorry. You show that. I got to straighten this out.
Oh, my God. So what is this I'm about to put on the screen?
This is one of the strips that we scanned from the Brazilian edition. That's one of those colored pages, the Sunday strips. Like originally, these had different formatting. So basically what all these editions would do is they would reformat them any way they pleased, basically. So some would present it like this, some would present it in like a rectangular form, and like when you have a top quality print, you get stuff like this. You get the best possible picture, but when you don't, you get absolute junk.
Mm.
Then you're having to go through and just redo it all. Ugh. Nope. Don't want to think about all the time you put into that.
Yeah.
But that would be a bummer.
You okay there, Mark?
Why is so now we get an echo thanks to Joe. There we go. Is there still an echo?
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm back.
Yep. You got an echo, Joe. I don't know what you did, but you got an echo going now.
How's it sound now?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I touched my thing. Okay.
Yeah, you touched your thing.
All right. Go.
Yes, you're right there. This is from the Brazilian edition, original version. In fact, I actually have the original formatted version, just so you can see the difference. Just a second, just to copy and paste it to Nathan. But here, that second panel in particular got trimmed. That's why those characters are awkwardly positioned.
Oh, yeah, I can see that right there. Yeah, where it's cut off.
Yes, just to find it. Where is it? I should have prepared better, but yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
And just to copy this. Like, fortunately, we have photocopies of this first story. Unfortunately, we didn't have it at the time, but now we do. So now you can see it. Okay, just to copy this and to paste it to Nathan.
I mean, does anyone want to
And there you
interject with how the story is starting out here?
Well, I think it was just a quick little synopsis of just Grayskull and the power of it, and He-Man and the sword, or Adam and everything. It's just a quick little synopsis of it, basically just talking about him and getting the sword, and then it will go into our first story. Which, quickly, Dushin, what would you say is the average time it took, like weeks-wise, for one of these stories to? Oh, there's.
I love that full panel of the
Yeah,
city.
Yeah.
like
That's cool.
Gerald Forton was investing a lot of effort, and he's the guy that was very integral to both Masters of the Universe and She-Ra, because he worked on developing a lot of character designs for both shows, and he later went on to be a major designing force for Brave Star. Like almost everything that you see in Brave Star is his work.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
he was an incredibly talented comic book writer. He was born in France and went on to work in United States. It's like this guy was just like, things had to be really dire for this guy to slack, because he almost always aimed to do his absolute best. Like, he was absolute professional about this stuff.
Wow.
And that's one thing that catches your eye immediately about these strips, is how much they look like the cartoon.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed as well.
Like,
And
you
it's
look
just
at Castle
fantastic
Grayskull,
artwork.
Eternals.
Yeah, the look, you could just feel like this is an episode of the cartoon. And now, at any point, is the Collector actually ever name dropped as the Collector? Because I don't think it was name dropped in this particular story, was it?
I believe it may have.
Okay. All right. And one other thing, how many weeks would you say, like one story, like this one in particular, how many weeks would it take until this whole entire story was complete on average? Do you know, or was that ever said?
I'm not sure if how much on average, but basically, like, you'd have like 5 daily strips and then a Sunday page. And one problem with that type of format is that some countries would skip over the Sunday pages, which is what happened in my country and in Greece.
Really?
Yeah, like for some reason they just thought like because it's probably because of the way some strips were. Some strips would use the Sunday pages to be like basically a recap of the daily strips, but in
That was
color.
usually the climax, though, and at least around here was the climax of the stuff that led through the week to bam, and then you got the big colored version if it was black and white, but big spread.
Yeah,
That's a surprise you guys
yeah,
didn't get that.
like for example, Batman newspaper strips of the 80s. They were pretty much like that. Like they would just be you'd have daily strips and then the Sunday strips would basically be remakes of the dailies.
Hmm.
It's like
Okay.
maybe it's stuff like that that led them to automatically skip those, but unfortunately it resulted in awkward things like He-Man killing a villain in one of the later stories because the daily stopped with him throwing a giant block of ice, and we had no idea if that's how the story ends or
Oh.
if there was something else.
Okay. Well, with this story, basic synopsis is there is this big, giant, fucking like what would you say, Dushin comet, meteor, Gigos
Yeah,
comet, or
comet.
whatever that's threatening to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gigo,
And you see some-
Gigos, who knows what the proper pronunciation is.
Yeah, that's what happened with Back to the Future. Remember, he said, gigawatts, and it was actually supposed to be gigawatt, but they didn't know it was gigawatt, and they said gigawatt by accident and ran with it. So however
Yeah.
you want to say it, Gigos or Gigos comet overhead, and this sucker's coming, but something else is knocked off course and crashes, and they get on some laser bolts to go see what in the hell's going on and what's
Yeah, and
crashed there.
look how cool they're drawn, the laser bolts.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they look awesome.
Like
The whole
yeah,
artwork, all the artwork in this is really great.
yeah, it's such
Absolutely.
a shame that we didn't get to see a proper animated usage of those vehicles. Because,
Yeah,
like,
we only
as
seen
you
one
remember,
flying.
yeah,
flying in space.
Christmas special,
Yeah, yeah.
where Mattel was pretty much like, "Can you please insert these? Like, we really want this to be in the story,
Right.
please."
Yeah, this would have been executed a lot better in animated form, but they thought somebody was in this and found out no, it isn't. Somebody's in there. It is somebody, and that's Rock On, and he is
Yep.
he is drained of some energy, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to ask because Joe, you were talking about these two. Was this something that you managed to catch a few of these of in the newspapers as a kid?
I literally now what's weird is I have just one strip, and it was the one with King Hiss. Beyond that, I have 3 really rare, weird ones that predate this, and it was before the original DC comics of the 3-part series that we got, the actual DC comics back in the day. There were 3 newspaper strips that were leading up to that. And almost mentioning you could, by sending this little thing in and solving these puzzles or whatever, you might be entered to have yourself drawn in a future DC comic. But they were separate from this story and from these writers. They were their own entity, and they only did 3 of them. And I have those 3, and I have 2 versions because, well, not 2 versions with different stories, but how they were laid out, almost like Dushin said. So the layout was to where it might have been bigger in one aspect, but then smaller. So I have 2 sets, but I had the one set from my childhood and another I came across maybe 5 years ago. I was like, hey, it's differently drawn, but yeah, that's just a side story.
Yeah, like those were done before even the animated series. And
Yes, the ones that
between that and these, there was a pitch by Christy Marks
Larry Houston.
and Larry Houston. Yeah.
Yeah, Larry Houston.
At the end of this,
that looked great.
yeah, at the end of this book, there's the demo of that story,
Which looked great. And thank goodness
Yeah.
Rock On was knocked out. He didn't see the transformation, but yeah, so he. So
I like-
we got Spike over.
I think the thing that I enjoy most about this, and you guys had already mentioned it, is it plays out like a Filmation episode, but then also just the amount of villains that we have in the story is pretty great.
Yeah.
plus we
Yeah, I
get
like
a
seeing
smarter
Spiker, like-
Spiker.
Yeah, I like seeing him boss too bad around.
Yeah.
That.
And He-Man with a hell of a leap to fly up to that ship.
Yeah,
Right
just
in
like
there.
in the cartoon.
Sean, I think it was it Sean Deeren. It said the signatures in the bottom right-hand corner was there for the end of the strip for that weekend. So you'll notice that as we're going through here, you'll see a little bit, and then they'll have names down there. Yeah. So it definitely wasn't you're getting the newspaper and it's just formatted like this. It was definitely
right.
in shorter bursts. So when you were
makes
asking Dushin like how long that would take for a story like this, if they're doing it every day and then on Sundays, even then it would still take a while.
Yeah, because how many the years and totals? This was years.
It's like
this was
4.5. I think it was 4.5 years total
I
for
think,
all
yeah,
of them.
I think the last story was in 1990.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like even despite all the decline in popularity of the strip, they made it as far as they could possibly. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Like
like again, like
shooting. Oh, go ahead.
also look at the way Tubet is drawn on that panel. It's like it's such perfection on that on the last strip.
Yeah. And at least he's looking somewhat menacing and not goofy or something. We see him draw, especially in the cartoon, but
yeah, because also one thing to note is that Gerald Fortin was present on Masters of the Universe since the very beginning of the cartoon. Like he literally drew layouts for a lot of stock scenes, including that infamous Battle Cat Pants stock animation.
Oh, okay.
You know the one you brought up the attention to it when we were watching that episode.
I know. But yes, the He-Man got crushed under that. So they figured, hey, they're going to escape pod, and they figured he was going to, well, that's going to be into him, but he'll get his ass out of there. This, and by the way, these are long. Like, these stories are going to be long, so obviously we're not going to be discussing every single panel because we'd be here fucking probably for 4 hours. But we're at least seeing it. And for those who've never seen it, and by the way, Dushin, is this, for those who are wondering, it's this monster right here.
Yeah.
This is how big the book is for those who are wondering. It's a monster. Is this still available? Amazon? Can people still pick this big book up?
Maybe, but if it's not available on Amazon, there's always eBay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Everybody look out for that. So there's a shit ton of stories.
Yeah, like again, we did our best to locate as many as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like but when you look at these strips, like especially the first story, there's so much effort put into it. And like what's also interesting is that sometimes you'd have Gerald Fortin would draw these strips, and then for some reason would end up redoing the entire strips. Like there was one that was sold at Heritage Auctions. That's an initial version of one of the strips from this story.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't exactly the same. It was like just a different.
Yeah, I'll try to see if I have it on my hard drive to send it to Nathan. Then he can show it when that bit pops in.
You were bringing up the availability of this book, and unfortunately, if you want to get it on Amazon, your cheapest bet would be to just do it digitally through the Kindle because the hardcover was pretty pricey, and I'm scrolling on eBay right now, and we're talking anywhere from like $80 to $150 for the book now. So,
and I honestly can't remember what it was retailing for when it first came out, but I mean, it's well worth it because you're thinking you're getting shit that you've never read, but most people have never read before, and especially the work that they put into this. I mean, it's well worth it. But however, what format? If you're saying Kindle,
look at Snake Mountain. Yeah. Also, look at Snake Mountain. It's just like what you see on the show,
right?
And it's so rare to see Filmation Snake Mountain in print. Yeah, that's for the later bit when Hordak's hologram appears. You'll see the massive difference.
This before. I do remember you. Yeah. But first, if you were seeing something earlier
for the people who just won it, it's on Kindle on Amazon for $18.
Yeah.
And
if you don't mind noting it digitally.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to read it in all its glory, see it it's a shit ton. There's a lot of stories. But with this, as you're going to find out, there's a relationship between Rockon and Stondar. Like in this, it's father and son, and
Mhm.
well, you're going to see why Stondar is doing. Skeletor is using them to do something, and it's to control. Well, I don't want to ruin it until we get to it, but there's a reason this is all happening. There's somebody else involved
Right,
who's
Joe.
related as well.
It's right here.
Oh, it is right. Oh shit! Well, there you go. Okay, Granada. So that's his daughter now. So Rockon and Granada are brother and sister, and their father is Stondar. And as we know, that's the first time that's ever been said or done. They never had that kind of relationship before.
I can't remember what their relationship was before. What was it? Did they ever say, or were they just part of the same people?
I believe that they were just all comrades. That's it.
That's what I thought. They never said, so I don't mind. I don't mind this dynamic between them. I think it's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so it is. It's unique. I mean, it is cool. So it's nothing bad. I looked at it and I was like, well, I don't think that shit. I was like, I think it's interesting that he's kind of using Stondar. Otherwise, he's got her daughter or got his daughter right there. So he's making Stondar do something against his will. But I asked her, that's his daughter.
Let me ask this. With the fan base itself, especially on the forums at the time, because this book came out a handful of years back, with this relationship, do people accept this as canon, or they're like, no, I don't like that much?
I can see people have a problem with it. I don't remember anybody bitching about it on the forums. I don't. What about you, Rebecca or Dushin? Do you?
Yeah,
I have no problem with it. I don't think enough people know about this to have it be a big deal. Kind of thing in the fan base, so
not be me, but honestly, a lot of people. Go ahead, Dushin.
It doesn't really contradict anything that was previously established. No. So it's literally just fleshing out the characters. And look, in that signature, there's Filmation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's such a.
It's a beautiful tie-in to the Filmation show.
Yeah.
Look how good they're all drawn. It looks they all look fantastic, and that's awesome because after reading some of the comics, you're like, oh, that guy looks cool. But what'd they do to Hordak?
Yeah, it's the complete opposite of the UK.
Badass. Like that panel right there with Skeletor, Hordak, Shadow.
He looks spooky. Skeletor looks really cool. Yeah, they do, and they look intimidating. They look frightening. I like that. I like how they look.
Fortune was responsible for the final Hordak design on Filmation cartoon. Yeah.
Oh no shit. Okay.
That's cool. Cool to know.
And of course, Hordak showing up, him and Skeletor. All right, let's make a deal. And of course, you already know.
You're just waiting for which one's going to backstab first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I like this too. How Hordak's just grabbing him by the chin here.
Yeah, you can practically just imagine how the cartoon would have been like with a higher budget.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because these guys really knew their craft. Like the poses, everything, all the details are just perfect. And look at that spaceship right there. It's like fantastic.
The giant. What was that? The Mercy? That giant ass ship that they're warping to? Well,
it says so, Joe. Like you can read it.
Where? God, I keep doing this. Where's it? Oh, there it is. Never mind. God damn it! I gotta shut up.
Do you have your own
Every
thing
time I
pulled
say
up?
right there.
You're probably looking at the YouTube video, aren't you? That's a little behind. Or are you looking at StreamYard?
I was trying to go by memory.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were looking at the YouTube video.
No, I see the pictures, but I wasn't
behind.
reading. You know me. I can't read. You know that.
Well, just look at the StreamYard.
Joe just buys the books to look at the pretty pictures. That's
No, but yeah, so they did. They took earlier. They took Rockon. They were taking him back to get him looked at medically, and of course, he just, he's already.
Which I like this too. Having Man at Arms sitting there, he's all hooked up to the computer and everything. I really like that.
Yeah, it's a bit like Ghostbusters when they check up Louis.
Yeah. Well, these guys too, just.
Yeah, that's a great panel too. Just these.
Yeah, and the way Eternals looks in the background, it's like you get a much more of a sense that it's really a city.
Mm-hmm.
Those two people in particular, were they based on anybody? Because they look so. I don't know. Their detail looked a little too detailed and not as generic. I thought,
Yeah,
hey, were these like buddies?
it's just Gerald Ford doing his best, like literally.
Okay.
Like the man was extremely talented.
Okay, that's great detail.
It's really again, it's literally like the animated series without the budget constraints.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much an episode of Filmation in comic form.
Yeah, again, we'll look at King Randor, exactly same design. Every character is on model.
It's awesome.
Now, granted, some of the panels, of course, lack a little bit of the detail as you see here. That's
due to technology of the time, because they would need to photograph the strips for the printing, and if you get lucky, you get top quality print. If you don't get lucky, you get almost no line art whatsoever. It was a gamble with the newspapers print, because that this stuff really wasn't made to be like kept. Like you buy newspapers and you throw them out.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if it wasn't for Chris having kept most of the clippings, then it's. I mean, granted, I guess if they would have dug deep enough, they would have been able to find the ones from other countries eventually. But that's kind of the biggest caveat. Is just no one. Same thing with like old baseball cards. Like kids were just taking those and putting them in the wheels of their bikes. No one's thinking, hey, these might be worth money one day. It's same thing with toys back then in the 70s and 80s. No one's like, we should keep the boxes to these play sets. They might be worth something one day. So no one preserved any of that stuff.
Yeah, because you're basically, when you're a kid, you think like, oh, they just keep on making this stuff. Like it will be always available, and then you find yourself like, I can't find the replacement. Yeah. And then you realize what a shitty decision you made.
So here's where the main story really starts picking up steam with Hordak saying, I've altered the course of the comet. It's going to smash into Eternia. You're all going to be dead.
You're all going to die.
By the way, so the Sunday strips come from the Brazilian edition, and the dailies for this story come from the Greek edition. Because this story was written by Jim Schull, another Filmation storyboard artist, writer.
Okay.
Chris Webber takes over after this story. So from then on, it's mostly his stuff. Whenever better versions were unavailable.
So we're basically wanting them to surrender, otherwise they're going to just destroy Eternia with that gigantic fucking comet.
Yeah.
So they got to figure out what to do. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, just following up what you were saying, Randor is getting everyone together. Hey, let's evacuate Eternia. You guys go and try to stop this if you can. I really wish He-Man were here right now. And then Adam walks away, transforms. Oh, He-Man. Oh, great. You're here. And I love the fact, I think we get a colorized panel on the next page here, but I love the fact that Roboto is the one piloting the ship.
Yeah, I think that's cool too.
Yeah.
Just that panel, like all the panels of all of them kind of clustered together around him. That's just a cool image.
Also look at the opening panel on the Sunday strip with the ship. Like half of it is in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
And Rebecca, when was your first time being introduced to this? Was it this giant book, or was it stuff on the org, or do you ever remember?
I've seen bits and pieces of it here and there. I did not get the book when it came out. I was very poor when all this stuff was coming out, so I collected it later, kind of like Nathan. So yeah, I've seen bits and pieces. I've read bits and pieces of it here and there, but like I can't remember the exact time I was first introduced to it.
Okay. And I like that, it's old but new. It's stuff that almost again nobody has ever seen. I only had a couple. That one with King Hiss, I honestly thought I remember when my uncle, because he used to go out of country and states and everything, when I was a kid, and he knew I liked He-Man, and I think that's how I got that one particular comic, because I never remember seeing any others. I wish I would have, because I would have pack ratted them just like I do everything else, but never got the
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, if only you collected them. Jeez.
Yeah, then you could have been the source for all
Yeah,
this in the
yeah.
book.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for nothing.
And you would have taken really good care of them, and Dushin wouldn't have
Yeah.
to have done as many alterations as he needed to do.
No shit. I mean, I am a pack rat. I do have newspaper clippings of a lot of shit, and they're in perfect condition because I was insane. But yeah, so there we see Stone Dar now. Boom, he's gonna alter this path
That's
now.
cool. That's a cool image right there.
Which I like that. I like the fact that he's strong enough to be able to do something like this. Because it's not anything that's really aside from this ever really explored at all, right? Like power wise,
Nope.
they can shapeshift into rocks, but other than that, and having the blasters and everything, you don't really know how strong they are.
Yeah, I mean, we just know about like how they're almost indestructible, how they can store their energy when they're in rock form, but we never seen like him summoning using the powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some type of mystic ones from his rock people. So that was different with that aspect. But I did like seeing, just like Rebecca said, I didn't see a problem with them being related. With them all being related, I was like, yep, I had zero problem with that.
Yeah, again, it doesn't really contradict anything. So
No.
Unlike Keldor.
Yeah, we better keep advancing with this story because we don't want to go down that fucking hole.
I like the dialogue here with He-Man saying, "I left the key in my other suit," so he just bends the bars here.
Hey, look, there's Montana and Leech.
Yep.
We do get a really cool panel with all the this one. I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
Them coming in all lit in red, and then you have the Horde Troopers. It's so cool.
Yep. Like these Sunday pages were called by Connie Shore, who was also a filmation worker. Like she worked as a colorist at the studio.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
And here it is, the moment we're all waiting for. Hordak, of course, turns on Skeletor.
And we knew it.
As we knew
it was going to happen.
But the cool part here is just both He-Man and Skeletor tied up side by side, and as we're gonna see on the next panel, they're talking. They're gonna have to work together to get anything done here.
Yeah, because He-Man doesn't have the strength to break free, and neither does Skeletor. But together, if they could do something, bam, they can try to break and get free and stop this shit. And of course, Skeletor doesn't want to do it, but I guess he's gonna have to.
What is the name of this that is draining their power? The Innervator? Did I say that right?
Maybe.
The Innervator.
Yeah, I think you said it right. That's how I was saying. Innervator, yeah.
It's the machine that sucks your energy dry.
Does it? Yeah, I guess so, huh? But,
of course, so, Randor's saying, "Oh, you got to give us more time. You're inhuman." It's like, well, what'd you expect?
Right?
Yeah,
was he saying like 30 minutes or something?
I think this is where those alternate comic strips were for.
Yeah,
that were redrawn. Yeah.
Is there something particular about Cyclone or somebody being there that wasn't? We see it side by side again. I mean, a flip flap.
Yeah, like on. Yeah, there's Cyclone on the panel with the Roboto.
Yeah, wait, where's the one?
Yeah,
wait.
Yeah, they come from the different points in the story, but you can see like the difference between the Hordak one.
Okay.
Like Cyclone is there. Like Cyclone is supposed to be in Eternus. Like, just imagine how much time it took to draw both versions, because like there's a ton of details.
Because at the end of the story, I think we seen Cyclone. I was like, well, where the hell was he through the story? And I guess we seen that. Well, he was going to be there more, correct?
Yeah, apparently.
So they're in the Turbo Suck 2000 machine that sucks their energy, and there you go. Whatever, Naked Gun reference.
Yes, their energy.
There you go. Bam, blast that. He-Man's going to get free. Time to start taking care of business. Everybody's
Look
looking
at Leech, just like, oh no, not again.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and also he doesn't look sickly pale.
There you go. Right. He's gonna
Did you
take
get a double clothesline here from He-Man?
Yeah.
There you go. I like that.
But then it's like he clotheslines them and then does a flip and then throws them. It's a pretty cool move, right there.
Exactly. There you go.
Take out Shadow Weaver.
Yeah, Shadow Weaver's like, I won't be as easy. Oh wait, yeah, you will be, and then she runs away. Well, not runs away, but they're like basically get her to do their.
They gave her sad.
I like how she wasn't scared till.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what skills is that right? Yeah, and then she looks scared. Shit. Oh, well, I was saying, I'd be glad. Yeah. I'm glad they went with this kind of creepier Skeletor, though. You know, they could have went the route of trying to look at more like Filmation, but I like this creepy look.
Yeah. Like again, like it's Gerald Forton investing every ounce of his talent into this. Like, if you have ever seen those promotional cards of Bracer characters, those have the same kind of shading that you see here.
Okay. And who colored this again? What was her name? Did you say? Who was the colorist here?
Connie Shore.
Okay, she did a great job. But yeah, I love, again, when we were talking about the looks, you're right. We didn't get some of the UK treatment where Hordak's like, what in the hell is that look with Hordak? And even Skeletor might have had a weird, strange look at times. But yeah, they definitely took their time and detail with these characters. I mean, their faces.
Even when you look at, even when you see different angles that you didn't see on the show and expressions, it all fits. Unlike in UK strips, when you look at Hordak, and it's like he is wearing a goofy mask. Because his head is so stupidly oversized. And see, like, unfortunately, some of these strips, like in Greece, they had a bit of coloring, so those couldn't be removed.
Yeah.
So that's why it looks like this.
Yeah,
I see.
I like it though. It adds a little more shadow work to everything.
Yeah, like it's also
has
typical
a charcoal drawing.
Yeah, like He-Man right here. Yeah,
it's typically usual for the comic strips to have those dotted shadows, but not so much for He-Man.
I like the part here where Skeletor finally puts everything together. It's like, hey, wait a minute. If you're going to destroy Eternia with this Comet, I live there too. Wait a second.
Right. My home's there. He's like, I have nothing to conquer. But it's coming. It's like, what am I going to do?
So then they start fighting.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's a fun little set piece too to be fighting on this little corridor on this ship and the details in the background as they're fighting too.
Mm-hmm. And isn't it that at some point, like Stondar, isn't it like it goes against his oath or whatever, where he can't course correct to change it, or he tries to at least slow down the comet, so that's going to lead to them to obviously trying to use the ship to stop the comet? Or I'm trying to remember how the story went. Dushin, what was it exactly? Was the part where Stondar wouldn't completely change course for a reason? Is it still because of Grandada?
We're about to see it. We're about to see it, Joe. Spoilers.
Well, whoops. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot the whole damn order of everything.
And then Hordak's robots breaking through the floor and coming in, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then He-Man screws their power supply.
Yep. So they all pass out. Well, they all die.
Yes. Did.
The battle rages on between Hordak and Skeletor. So there is a thing with the oath. I didn't think that there was. I thought
there was. I thought he said something about. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was reading too early in advance of. He wouldn't do something because of some type of thing about what he did for his daughter. God damn it, I can't remember. It was something, but so he was able to slow it down, though. I know he's at least able, by the time it comes, he can slightly slow down the comet. But that's when, if I'm not mistaken, that Stondar and He-Man have to go out. Oh fuck! I'm ruining it again. Never mind.
No,
Keep going.
I like this bit right here where He-Man says Stondar and I will try to change the Comet's orbit. Skeletor, can we count on your help? And Skeletor saying I'd have to be an idiot to help him again, and He-Man saying I'll take that as a yes. And just the pure anguish in the body language. Oh man,
we could see his neck.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, orbit is miscalled, but
yeah. What a humiliating day.
Yeah.
I love it. So let's see. Can your power keep the comet from destroying Eternia? I don't know. It's too late. I can't stop it. And then he does what he can and then passes out. So there was nothing there involving
It must have been something earlier I read where I think maybe I was just jumping the gun where it was something earlier before that he knew Granada was safe. I thought he said something like he couldn't do it. It was against the oath of some shit. You keep going. I just got to look.
I mean, if anything, we can backtrack and try to find it, too.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, go ahead. Keep going. So, yeah, he's drained. And they're still fighting, but we still need Skeletor's help. Still got to get it after this shit here is going on.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. Like, yeah, He-Man is trying. Skeletor, are you there? Are you there? We need your help. And him and Hordak are fighting. Yeah. So this is when Hordak. Hey, we got a bail. So there they go. There goes Hordak and his allies. You can bet they'll never go down with the ship. Which, yeah, you would never expect the villain to do such a thing. And then Skeletor just walks in. I'm here. Why'd you summon me?
Yeah, so now he's telling them all to get the hell out of there. So him and is it him and Stondar or did Rockon do this? Because I thought Stondar got drained. No, it's Stondar is gonna help, right? Yeah, I think. Yeah.
What all Comet people look the same to you?
Well, at one point, shut up there. Yeah, that's Stondar, obviously. So him and He-Man, they're gonna do some shit, and that's a big ass ship right there too.
Yeah, especially when you look at the comparison with the escape pod.
Right, Mercy, that's a big ship. See what I said there? See it? Catch that, Mercy? Yeah, boy. You see what I did there? Yeah, fuck it. All right, now...
I'm glad that they made sure to show He-Man putting this helmet on.
Yeah, because there's been times with and without, and so really, wait, can he breathe in space? Can he not breathe in space? Because we've seen kind of both things. But yeah, I like that he did that too.
Yeah. Stondar turns into his rock form, even though it just looks like he's just going in the fetal position, like he's about to give up.
Yeah,
I can't do it, even. It's too late.
And then,
game over, man.
This is a little weird for me, but He-Man, of course, riding on.
Oh, it's cool. I get it.
I mean, it is, but it's a little weird.
It's a hard balance. It reminds me of those bouncy balls, those rubber ones you used to bounce on as a kid.
Yeah, it's the human bouncing on Stondar.
Shut up. So he's gonna alter these exhausts and shit, but he still needs Skeletor to fire these suckers up.
Yep. Make sure Skeletor presses the button where at any point Skeletor could have just been like, nah, I'm good, and just run off to maybe another escape pod, because I don't think they established that was the last one. There are probably other pods you can use.
Yeah, but he can also teleport or open up a space portal, so it's not big deal for him.
That's true too. Well,
if he does that, he loses Snake Mountain.
But it could, you could, one I guess could argue maybe Skeletor wouldn't be at full strength from the Power Suck 5000. Maybe he wouldn't be able to open the portal.
Also, there's the chlorine credit.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
You try to help people and they're so ungrateful when He-Man's like, do you read me or not? So I love the banter between the two of them while they're trying to work together.
Yep. A banter that you don't really see anymore in more modern takes of Masters of the Universe. Instead, you get you're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the multiverse Masters of the Multiverse comics when they were mocking Filmation He-Man. Well,
I have no idea what you're talking about, Dushan.
I won't go into that.
Joe knows.
Never heard of him.
I'm the one. Yeah, I had that epic rant, but let's keep going.
Yeah, and also And you also contemplated on confronting the writer at the convention.
So anyways, so he's aiming that sucker, blew it up, and yeah. So they're gonna have to have a you'll see what's happening. Get
What
ready.
is
He's going to get on, and they're going to take a trip on down. As that's blowing up, you have to ride Stone Star all the way back to eternity.
Yeah, that's so silly.
Yeah.
Burned up in the atmosphere.
Anytime you
died,
gotta ride like a sentient being, it's
odd.
I know, but that's how he had to do it. That's when they're in their full impenetrable form, is in that ball form, you know. In this, go ahead.
It's less weird than when he's riding Stratos.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
I said that, but then he rides Battle Cat all the time, and it's like he talks.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And remember, this is when the Comet Warriors are impenetrable. Is when they're in their Comet form. So if he's opened up, he's still exposed. But like that, they're indestructible. So it makes sense. I know it looks weird, and of course He-Man's just indestructible anyway. He's like, fuck it, I don't care. He's like, I got a helmet, ain't gonna burn my skin. He's fucking badass.
So they have this big ass ship crash into the comet. They have their Armageddon moment, and it does indeed move the comet to a different course.
Then Aerosmith starts playing.
Yeah, Aerosmith starts playing. Thank you for saving the lives of my children. Thanks for saving Eternia. He-Man's like, hey, I might need your help again. I'll call on you, and I'd be honored.
Yeah, they go back to their home world. They want to go back, and there's Cyclone again. Like, hey, see, now we're like, where the fuck did he come from? And it's because earlier we seen he was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Where's Cyclone?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's an Eternian, so he can just be there sometimes.
And then starting tomorrow,
hanging out with his girlfriend in the village. You never know.
Yeah. Giving her the tornado twirl special. So starting tomorrow, new He-Man adventure, Vengeance of the Viper King. By the way, it ain't his body that was doing that; it was his tongue. Hey, what the hell's going on there?
Tongue, you say?
There's the for those of you at home wondering what the tornado special is, you're looking at it right there.
No, but that was a good story. That was a good story.
Genuinely surprised by this, and Joe, I wanted to ask you because since I've been on the show, newspaper strips have not been discussed, but at one point early on, you and Tyler, did you discuss this story or another one?
You know what's bizarre is I thought we were going to start in order, but then we started. Just correct me if I'm wrong. I thought we were starting in order, but then there was a particular story that was coming up that maybe we were warned might not be that fun, and like, maybe we'll skip it. I'll have to talk to Danielle about that. I really thought there was one that she wasn't really fond of, and we were maybe going to skip. So I can't remember now if we went in order, but it would be good. Obviously, for this, we'd have to go in order because this is one whole Dushin, isn't it? Pretty much like, so we got to go in order with these. But it was good. I enjoyed it.
You're going to take the good with the bad.
Yeah. This is definitely, I enjoyed that way more than I have when we've covered the UK stuff.
Oh, I have to. Totally. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. That was a great read. I couldn't even imagine, again, if these would have been in the newspaper and I would have seen them from beginning to end, I would have lost my shit. And I would have saved them, but that would have been because it was every day leading up to Sunday, correct? So you get a little taste, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess that goes for me to ask you the question too, Joe. Were your parents big on reading the newspaper every day?
Yes, they got the weekly. So we always got because my dad, when he came home from work, he loved to read his newspaper. So I always remembered, of course, the Sunday comics more than anything. But through the week, I would look at some of the things. But obviously, I wasn't seeing these, and if I did, I would have got them. But I just have those 3 that are downstairs, and I think I showed them before. They're just unique pieces.
My parents would only get the Sunday paper because that was the one that would include the sale papers for like grocery stores, department stores,
and coupons,
the weekly circulars that they would have. So they would only get the Sunday papers, and by the time that I was old enough to remember anything, the comic strips that we would have in our paper weren't anything relatable to cartoons that I was watching. It was like Peanuts and
Garfield and shit, or
Garfield. Yeah, all that stuff, like the mainstays that just pretty much stuck to that. So I no recollection of this because you were asking everyone else earlier. Mine was just getting the book and flipping through it. So this was actually the first time sitting down and reading this story. So you guys want to do out of 10? What we give this, or you want to do 5 stars? How would you guys want to?
10.
You know, I mean, this one, for this first one, I do give a 10. I couldn't complain about anything. It had you engrossed the whole time. The art's great. It's it was a cohesive story, so I didn't see any issues with it. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I would say a 10 too.
Yeah, I'll give it a 10 because you could easily see it. Just you see the credits there. They put their name on it. You could see it being an episode of the cartoon. 10 for me. Very enjoyable.
What about you, Rebecca? Or did you say something that I didn't hear and cut you off because I usually
I said 5 because it sucked. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's a 10 because, like, fantastic artwork all around. There's no duds. There's no, oh God, this panel, what they do to Hordak, you know. Beautiful artwork, which to me is a huge selling point for any comic book or newspaper strip. Sorry, it's not a comic book.
No,
but,
I mean, it kind of is in the way that it's formatted here in the book.
Yeah, solid story. Like Nathan said, I can really easily see this as a Filmation episode, and of course, I always hear their voices in my head while I'm reading it. So
I do the same thing.
10 out of
It even
10.
helps the story go along. Yeah, you're right. It's like when you're Skeletor and Hordak, when I'm just hearing it, Shadow Weaver. It actually helps with.
The only kind of goofy part was He-Man riding on him, but even that wasn't that goofy. It was
it's not that
weird. You know,
it's understandable. It makes sense in the context of
it. Just looks a little funny, is all.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid too. I mean, you're not gonna have an issue. But me, I realized that's how they're indestructible. So I had no issue. But yeah, I mean, I guess you get some of the cynical people.
Why do you keep bringing up that they're indestructible when the main point is that he can fly in that form?
Well, I'm saying when he's in that, remember that's how they're almost indestructible is when they're in that form.
But
that's the only way he's going to survive He-Man's thunder thighs.
Well, shut up. I'm just saying because if he was open up and flying like Superman, you know, maybe Stone Dark could be burned up there. Now He-Man,
that's the thing. Like he can't fly in his humanoid form, only in Comet form.
Well, I know. Well, I'm just saying. I thought that was a trash. I don't know. You get that reference coming to America? Ah, fuck it. Hey, if any of you guys have any questions for us in the chat, be sure to pop them in right now. Anything, whether it's something Masters related, pop culture, anything. What you had for breakfast? We don't give a shit. Just pop something in the chat right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna read off what everyone in the chat had for breakfast.
I had Fruity Pebbles. I had Cocoa
I mean,
Puffs.
if you guys want to do that, we can do that. But there was a couple of comments here. So there's one from Gavin S. My first time seeing it, I might have to get it. Talking about the newspaper strip book. I only had the mini comic book. Would you say the stories in these have more substance than the mini comics, or the other way around?
Yeah, well, some mini comics had a lot of substance. Some didn't, but go ahead.
I think it's on par. They go hand in hand. I think content wise, story wise. Yeah,
because there's some that are great and some are duds, and from what
if anything, you could probably argue that the comic strips have more just because the stories are longer. And obviously, if mini comics could be more pages, you would.
If mini comics were given the opportunity to be fleshed out, because how many times have we mentioned, and Tyler, we've said that, man, if it just had some more pages, and what else could they have said in this story? But they were limited to what they did. They had a lot more freedom with this because they were just going. It was stretched out a lot longer. But it works. It works perfectly.
Yeah. And then there was a question here from JSP because we were talking earlier about preserving things like how the newspaper strips. No one thought hey, we should clip these out and save them. If there would have been one person that would have been able to do it, it could have been Joe. But JSP asked, why do you think most comic books past the 80s and 90s aren't as valuable as the ones before them? And that's an easy answer because everyone in the 90s were treating them like, I'm going to put my kid through college with these. And they made so many of them. Whereas back then, the 60s and 70s, people weren't thinking to keep them and people were throwing them away. Or even prior to that in the 50s and stuff, 40s, they were sending them overseas for soldiers at war and things like that.
one other thing, Nathan, and my dad, because my dad loved Superman growing up. Unfortunately, they had to use anything they had to burn for kindling to
Yep.
warm the house. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of
Yeah.
those scenarios, it's just
Yeah.
people weren't thinking, oh, we can just use this to burn and stay warm, or we got to send them here or use them for something else. So yeah,
because
the
not
limited
to say
quantity.
a side story. Yeah, limited quantity, but along with the comics, which if they're rare to get something, if he found like some change to buy those, but like my dad's grandfather, my dad's dad, my grandfather came right from Sicily. He didn't speak much English, but him and my dad used to walk around the railroad tracks looking for coals that fell off, and they would take that home and they'd put them in the stove. And there was a time where one of them fell out, and I guess my grandma was like freaking out or something, and my grandfather's hands were so raw and calloused from working on roads and rough, he picked up a hot sizzling coal and his hand was just smoking, and he just put it right back in the coal stove, and he felt nothing because his hands were so calloused. But
Yeah.
Well,
so you did what you had to back then.
I mean, during that time period too, like my grandfather, when they were starting to build interstates in the country, he was one of the people that was there doing that. So there's just a lot of those, all that types of work that just grunt work essentially.
Absolutely,
yeah. Omegator, what's your favorite cereal?
Ooh, I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's a good one.
And Reese's Pieces, the Reese's peanut butter one.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yep. There are so many good ones. Like
Lucky
I love me a
Charms.
big old. Oh fuck! Okay, God damn it! I think she knew I was gonna say Lucky Charms.
No,
because
I just like a lot of cereals. I love cereals.
Okay, well, mine Lucky Charms, especially the marshmallows. I want to throw away the hard pieces, and they do sell just the marshmallows by themselves.
Wait! You just eat the marshmallows?
Oh my god! Well, I hate the hard pieces. I'd like skip them to the side. I'd separate them. And
let me ask you this, Joe. Let me ask you this about Lucky Charms, because the last time I had Lucky Charms, it upset my stomach, and when I pooped, it was green.
Well, it will also.
Yeah, it's all the blue dyes.
Yeah, all the dye and the marshmallows.
Because they added the rainbows and the stars.
It'll do that.
I guess it's better than red.
Right, but the Fruity Pebbles don't turn to mush. They're great Cocoa Pebbles, but the one that I really get a kick out of, because I love ripping the fucking skin of the top of my mouth. The roof of my mouth is fucking Captain Crunch. It's so rough and good. Oh God, fucking! You know what I'd do?
Oh
This
yeah,
is how you gotta eat it.
Crunch.
See, there you go. And this is how you gotta eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, crunch berries are fucking awesome. They even sell Oops All Berries. You know, I don't know if you ever got just the all berries. You ever get that, Rebecca?
I
called Oops All
did,
Berries.
but but I was like, it's kind
green.
of just like Fruity Pebbles to me.
No, but yeah, you got to get the Oops All Berries, and your shit will turn green from that. But
it's
this how you got.
I look forward to it.
You will. Tell me when your shit's green. But listen, this is how you got cereal, people. No, listen.
Would you like a photo, Joe?
No, but she can just tell me if it happens, because it will. Everybody out there, your shit's gonna be green if you eat Oops All Berries.
If you guys eat that and it turns your poop green, make sure to go on Facebook, find Joe Amato, send him a message, let him know.
Okay, now listen, this is how you got to eat cereal. Everybody out there.
I mean, you know, Joe, you could also eat spinach and your poop would turn green even then, and it's
green
healthier.
or black. But I don't know. But this is what you do. I don't know. But you don't have just the bowl of milk and then pour the fucking cereal in, like that. I mean, the cereal, then the milk. This is what you got to do. I do it bit by bit, where I have just like a little bit of milk in a bowl. Then I'll pour the cereal from the box and I eat it as fast as possible. And then I'll pour more cereal because it's going to stay dry that way. If you put the cereal in first, then pour all the milk, it starts getting
soggy.
That's so
much work for just a bowl of cereal. The whole point of cereal is to have an easy breakfast.
No, Rebecca, bit by bit, so it stays crunchy in your mouth, and it's hard.
So why not just...
You like it hard in your mouth, I get it.
Shut up, Rebecca. Say it's got to be hard. You don't want it soft because it's much...
Yeah, I get it. I understand completely, Joe. We don't want it hard. I mean, we don't want it soft. We want it hard.
You don't want it flaccid.
Yeah, you don't want it. I get
God damn it.
Joe, why not just not have the milk then?
Well, sometimes it is good just to munch it in your mouth. But what I'm saying is, it's just...
Well,
it's
just
better
don't over-pour the milk. Just pour enough milk to keep it...
but it's going on top of it, and it could still sog it. Trust me, take my tip. Next time you do it, Rebecca, it'll be harder in your mouth.
Joe, no, I was going to say, they don't make it anymore, but a favorite cereal of mine was King Vitamin.
I don't know if I've had that one.
What the fuck is King Vitamin? Wait. I remember the greatest cereal of all time. And I think it was made by Quaker, similar to Captain Crunch. It was called Quisp. It had this little pink alien with a propeller on his fucking head. It was the best goddamn cereal in the world. They look like little saucer bowls. And it's called Quisp.
I think I've had.
Was that during the UFO mania of
it looks really
1950s?
familiar.
It is. No, it wasn't through a UFO mania, but goddamn, I love that fucking Quisp. It was the best goddamn cereal. And in fact, some states I think still might have it, but it ain't where I live. But man, I think it was maybe 4 years ago. My sister ordered some online. She ordered 4 boxes. I wiped that shit out in 4 days. I fucking ate a box a day. It was great. I was fucking in all my happy glory. You know, it don't take much to please Joe. Just give me some food and I'm good.
Yeah, how do you not have diabetes?
I wish I could tell you. I don't know.
He burns it all off. He's energetic.
You should be studied. You could save lives.
I'm wired. I am really wired. I got a high metabolism. So
he just burns off all the sugar.
What's weird is that you, at the same time, you're pale as a corpse.
I guess too, cereal wise, I'm gonna be weird. I really like Crispix and Chex.
I like Chex.
Those are great cereals. That's like my
those
grandfather
are good.
used to
I like
make
those.
Raisin Bran
Chex Mix and seasoned it up. Oh my god, these old people! You got to get the good sugary shit.
I like old people cereals. I guess
I like it too. I actually like the what is it?
I like the Oat Brand and like Fiber One. Do you like that Oat Brand?
Frosted Mini Wheats.
Any other ones? Do you like Corn Flakes and not Frosted Flakes? Because Corn Flakes.
Dude, I love. Yeah, Corn Flakes is one of the few cereals I will actually eat with milk. Most of the time, I eat cereal.
Please tell me you put sugar in that though. You can't eat that without sugar.
Both are good. Both the Corn Flakes and the Frosted Flakes.
No, but we're talking about Corn Flakes with no sugar.
Yeah, you said Corn Flakes with some strawberries in it.
Yeah, Corn Flakes and strawberries. Yeah, that's a good one.
No sugar.
No sugar, Joe.
Chat, you gotta let me know.
Frosted Flakes are great too. I like those too, but I mean, you don't want less sugar.
Those are good.
Yeah, but Frosted Flakes are a little too sugary. Like they're fine.
Yeah, those are good. Those have a nice sugary to it already, Rebecca. You're right. That's good. But fucking Corn Flakes. Who the fuck eats Corn Flakes?
Rice Krispies.
With sugar, right?
Now, when I was a teenager, with Rice Krispies, I would put sugar and marshmallows in there with that.
Okay.
But
Rebecca, you eat Rice Krispies no sugar?
I eat cornflakes with no sugar, but
I'm gonna put sugar
strawberries
in your mouth.
You put strawberries or bananas on it, and it makes it sweet.
Yeah,
that's okay, but you're getting sugar. I'm gonna pour it right in your mouth. You're getting some fucking sugar. This don't make no sense.
I eat monk fruit, not sugar.
Yeah.
Christ.
I pretty much I try to cut out sugar too. Like sodas, when I drink them, it's got to be the no sugar variety.
Yeah, I get the no sugar stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but that will be pretty much impossible in United States. Like your stuff is over full with sugar.
Yeah, some things are, but some cereals.
They sell a lot of sugar-free stuff now. It's become quite popular to have sugar-free stuff. We have a lot of sugar substitutes like monk fruit and stevia and all that stuff.
Honeycomb's good.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. That was good. It's been years since I had honeycomb.
Cheerios. I like Cheerios.
Oh yeah, I love Cheerios.
Sugar Smacks? What about Sugar Smacks? Remember Sugar Smacks?
Okay.
Yeah, Sugar Smacks? Oh, that sounds familiar. Which one is that?
With the sugar bear.
Oh, the ones that look like coochies?
Yeah, they look like little coochies. Yeah. You eating a bowl of coochies, a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I love cornflakes.
Yeah, I bet. No, so
I always remember that because my niece pointed that out to me. She's like, I want that cereal. I'm like, what cereal? She's like, the little coochie cereal. I'm like, oh my god, they look like coochies.
Well, this shit. now I'm not gonna. Let's see.
And now they're called Honey Smacks. So weren't there Sugar Smacks? Now they're Honey Smacks because sugar's
Honey
bad.
Smacks.
Yeah,
I really look like that. I want to see these.
They went from having a frog
to
a frog to a bear on him. Honey Smacks has the frog golden.
It was Sugar Bear, Sugar Crisp, but wasn't he Honey Crisp or Sugar's Crisp? Remember, they changed the name, but it's the bear, Sugar Bear, and then there's Honey Smacks. But
golden Crisp.
Golden Crisp. They changed it. I knew.
Honey Smacks is the one with the frog. So
yeah.
Are those the coochie ones? Honey Smacks.
Those are little coochie cereals. Yeah.
They should call them Coochie Smacks.
Oh,
Did you say-
Editing.
Oh,
Put him
boy.
on a shirt. We'll fucking
Yeah,
buy
put
it.
him on the
Coochie
shelf. It'll be fine. Kids will buy it. Parents will love it.
Peanut butter
Oh.
coochies. Jesus Christ, that's unique. I've never seen that, Rebecca. That was a different fucking title.
And now we can't unsee it.
I've never been able to see it myself.
Oliver Belmont, question for Dushin. Which of the two actors could possibly play a live version of Orko for the live-action film? Warwick Davis or Peter Dinklage?
Oh, Peter Dinklage, oh God.
He's got to be.
I'd go with Warwick.
Yeah,
but
Warwick has more fun with it.
Yeah, but also
Peter Dinklage will be like, "This is degrading."
Yeah, and ruin it for
Warwick's only 54. I thought he was slightly older than that. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, Orko is going to be some kind of CGI thing, anyways. They got to make him look magical and flying and all that shit. So it's got to be cool. So it won't be human.
Or Joe, because this is modern cinema, they'll probably make him a tall black guy.
Anyway,
I would get.
Joe, you know who they're gonna cast? Who they're gonna cast as Orko? Sinbad.
Sinbad, is he even still around?
Yeah,
I think Sinbad's had some health issues as of late. I think.
I loved him in House Guest. Every time I watch that movie, I want Big Macs. I love watching people eat.
What's is it the movie's First Kid? Where it's that movie's good too. Yeah, Sinbad's good.
Yeah. House Guest is really good. You'd enjoy that.
I think. Yeah, I've seen House Guest. I think.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I've seen it.
We have. I think was probably been a couple months ago now, but we have another story from Gavin. I think last time there was a lot of weirdness going on with that, but it was a cold night for the Fans of Power podcast. Tyler had just gotten back from leaving a steaming turd at Kevin Smith's doorstep and was laughing like a wild goose while talking about it. After a while, they went over a mini comic storyline about how the power of positivity is mightier than the sword. I don't see that coming from Tyler at all, but Nathan, for some flipping reason, resonated with this story as his goatee grew 3 sizes that night. I wish it would. I wish I could grow a proper beard. That would be great. God. He knew he had to do something. The following day, Nathan decided to take the day off. He put on his self-lacing Nikes. We're in the Back to the Future universe. Back to the Future 2 universe, I guess. And grabbed his Rat King Ninja Turtle in case he wanted to stop by the sand pit at the park and play. I don't know how old we're supposed to be in this story. Why would I? All right. Hours later, and the sun was shining as bright as the most expensive ruby, and the wind generated a titillating breeze. It would make Joe's nipples hard, I guess. As Nathan was doing a moonwalk, a most bodacious scene occurred. I got a lot going on, apparently. Let's see. Make sure to skip over anything. Or did I miss a page here? Oh, wait. Here we go. An elderly woman started to convulse and do what looked like a reluctant Harlem Shake onto the ground. A crowd of people gathered around, frightened at what to do for the struggling lady. One said he had some training in CPR, while another suggested they call the SWAT. Nathan then had a serendipitous moment thinking about the power of positivity. Without another moment wasted, Nathan dashed his way to the middle of the crowd. Heaving and shoving his way to the middle, he made it to the middle of the circle and took a deep breath. Y'all bitches be tripping. Check this shit out. That sounds exactly like something I would say. Hey, what do you think you're doing? The officer asked while walking with fierce determination. If you're going to dance, dance to this. The police officer pulls out his iconic boombox and plays LL Cool J. And the crowd erupts as Nathan and the cops do synchronized dancing. With my oversized goatee and my Rat King figure. Everyone had forgotten about the old lady who had passed minutes earlier. So there's just dead old lady while we're dancing over here. Everyone except sneaking Joe Amato, or Juicy as his friends knew him. His first instinct was to pickpocket the recently deceased lady who found 2 $25 gift cards to Wendy's. Needless to say, he had all the Frosty-covered Baconators he wanted that day. The end.
The end. Thanks, Gavin. And that sounds
what a story. What a story.
Would you guys like me to do that? Would you want to see that on Fans of Power? I could actually get
to rob a dead old lady?
No. That actually
is that why Tomb Raider is your favorite game?
He has plenty of them
Listen.
in his basement, by the way.
Listen, I could do this on a future episode of Fans of Power. You tell me when. I'll get a Baconator, I'll get a Frosty, and I'll pour it over the Baconator, and then I'll eat it with it all gooping, with it all over my hands. I'll have a Frosty coated Baconator. I'll do that.
You should do that. The first podcast Ren
Just
is
let us
here.
know when, so we have vomit bags available to like.
Well, hey, I'm saying, if you guys want it, I'll do it. Hey, that's when we should start doing the super chat shit, and it goes to me, and it goes to Nathan and the show. Right there, it goes into his equipment. It helps with editing when I have freezing camera issues. I'll fucking eat a Baconator covered in a Frosty. Oh God, I'd dunk it. I'd soak it. I'd fucking dunk it in there.
Tom asking, did Joe just ask if he should rob the corpse of a dead old woman? Yeah,
I bet Tom tuned in right at that moment.
Yeah, probably.
Of course he would. Of course.
Joe, how big the donation would have to be for you to consume another gigantic cucumber?
What?
He did that once.
It was a pickle. No, that was a pickle, and I didn't swallow the whole thing. I think I took
He
2 bites.
slurped it.
It
was freaky.
Ren was like, "The fuck?" Because it was like gone in a second. But I was hungry. That's all. For fuck's sake.
But no, we're not doing the Baconator and Frosty thing. It's too far.
Doesn't it sound
He
good?
just wants to do it.
Yeah,
He's betting us. He just wants to do it.
That sounds gross, man. If anything, just dip the fries in the Frosty.
Oh, remember when I drank that Alfredo sauce for you? You PayPal'd me money. I sucked it down real quick. That was it was terrible.
I've not eaten Alfredo sauce since then.
You really? She's actually like this. Just it doesn't. Look
I mean, we'll just have weekly segments now. Hey, Joe, do weird things with food. Yeah. How far will it go?
Joe, why don't you just start a mukbang channel?
That would. Could you imagine watching me eat? Oh my god! Because I'll eat anything. I just absolutely anything. I don't care. I'll do it. What
Gavin already questioning his life choices with the story.
I'll do it. Well, I ate a tarantula, remember? That was no problem.
Yeah, and you grossed out Dolph Lundgren.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a great video you did, too. That was a great edit. Well, did you have any other questions in the chat before we wrap it up? Is there a couple others? And, yeah, we'll wrap this sucker up.
We'll see.
You
already scared everybody off, Joe. So.
Yeah, pretty much. I do remember creeping out John Doe on how fast I ate those nachos he made when I went to see John and Rebecca. Poor Johnny sat there. He got. Well,
Fedmon saying you having a mukbang would violate YouTube's term of service, and then Tom said Joe should do a taste test and see if he could tell the difference between 5 different fast food burgers. But see, you know how much money Joe would have to spend to do that?
That's when we'd have to do the super chats because I can't buy all that shit.
I am not going to do that. And to have the money.
Listen,
go to your
food.
Have somebody buy me a McDonald's burger, a Burger King burger, a Wendy's.
McDonald's.
What the fuck? Yeah, well, it's your last name, McDonald. And whatever the fuck other 2 ones that we got around here, and I'll be able to identify those. Oh, fuck. But yeah, so real quick, that's what John did. John prepared some nachos, a big dinner, and gave Rebecca hers, gave me mine.
All right, well, Tom said he's going to buy the burgers for you, so there we go.
Okay, we're going to have to set this shit up.
He's like, let's set this up now because I'm hungry.
Yeah, you ain't shitting. We'll do it. Done and done. But yeah, so John gave me my plate of nachos. I sat down, started eating them. John brings his plate.
Story.
I know, I love it. And he sits down, and before he ate one nacho, he looked up. I was gone. Did you want some more, Joe? I was like, if it's okay. And I went and got another plate, sat down. He's like, Joe, could you do me a favor this time? Could you actually chew those and slow down? I felt so bad. I looked like I was starving. Fuck it. All right. Well, if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
I didn't come prepared with a quote.
I got one. And I'll go back to something we were joking about at the beginning of the show.
All right.
I am not an animal. I am a man.
Elephant Man.
Elephant Man?
Yep.
Yeah.
Joe Murray. That's Joe Amato.
Shut up. I watched that movie one time.
His name was Joe.
Shut up.
Elephant Man's name was Joe.
Was his name really Joe?
Yep, Joseph Murray.
No shit. I watched the movie one fucking
And
time.
he was like
and never
historical
ended up-
person.
Yep,
I can't watch it again. It was so sad. I thought
it was
Rebecca
really
was joking.
sad, but a good movie.
I was ready. And I was ready
John
to threaten
Hurt
her
was
with a punch.
fantastic in pretty much anything he's in.
Okay, good.
So,
then I won't follow through my threat.
just think, if you keep slouching the way you were doing in the cooking show, you're
No,
gonna
that
look
was
like
the-
this.
Aw,
That's
I
why he
felt
wears
so
a
fucking
mask.
bad. I hated them. Oh, that movie made me so. I felt so fucking
It's
horrible.
a sad movie. It is, but it's
It is.
good
I
movie.
could
It's
never
good.
watch that again. Yeah. Joe hates having this fucking.
Have you seen? Have you seen From Hell with the cameo of the Elephant Man in it of Joseph Murray?
No, I haven't.
That was a great
I
makeup. A good movie too. It's got Johnny Depp and Jack the Ripper. Oh, who was the girl in it?
Don't
Oh,
get- Just don't give me no more sad shit. Joe hates caring. I don't like that feeling.
it's not
Alright.
sad. It's kind of sad, but it's mostly just horror.
It is. It is. Yeah. All right.
No, I'm
Well,
talking
then-
about From Hell, not the Elephant Man. Now.
Oh, from
Yeah.
Hell.
Elephant
I ain't
Man's
seen no From
in.
Hell.
Has a cameo in From Hell.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's got a cool
Yeah, I'll
makeup.
have to see it. When the hell did that come out?
Like
Mm.
2000s.
Yeah.
Was it 2000? 2001?
2001.
Damn,
It's
it's
a good
been
movie.
that long. Well, I'll watch that movie sometime. I'll definitely watch
No,
it.
wait,
All
no,
right.
It's
no,
a Jack the Ripper movie. You'd like it.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Kills people.
See all
I
you
don't-
guys next week.
Joking, really.
He kills prostitutes.
Yes.
Damn, dude.
I didn't even put that
Fuck
in.
last week up.
I
This
assumed he liked horror
fucker-
movies, so
Nah,
Fucked up last week.
nah,
that's it.
nah.
Bye.